Good morning. This is Monday Morning Jolt. Kris is not with us today, but we have Karen. Karen is a person that I have known for some time now in Fort Wayne, and she is a person that, if needed, will help you in any ways. And I have gotten a lot of help from her. She doesn't even probably know it, because when you really help people, the way it works is like you do it and you don't even know.
Well,
because that means you did not do it for gain.
Right.
So anyways, Karen, tell us, what do you do in your business? I mean, what's your title and what do you do in your business?
Okay, well, thanks for the nice introduction. I do actually two different things, so I'll say both of them. One is my day job is I am a consultant with Ruffalo Benson, which is a business consulting group, and that also includes being president of the Main Street Venture Fund. We're a small business angel investment group, a network really of high net worth individuals who invest in businesses. And then my other job is I'm on the Fort Wayne City Council, and I represent the 2nd District of Fort Wayne, which is the northeast part of our city. It's about 42,000 people. So those are the two things I do.
Oh, there's 42,000 people in the district? Wow, I didn't know that. So anyways, could you elaborate a little bit more about this investment fund thing?
Right.
Because a lot of people, they don't know how to either apply for something like this, or they have no idea what it takes to get that money. It's not a free check.
Right, no, it's not.
So could you explain that a little bit?
Sure. Well, and our website is www.mainstreet, spelled out, venturefund.com. But an angel investment group is, as I said, a group of high net worth individuals, and that's important just so we can follow the SEC federal rules. But what we do is pool the resources of these individuals and make then investments in businesses that are either just getting started or that are have some growth opportunities or income opportunities for our members. And so when you think about how you make money in business or how you make money in investments, it's either from growth or from income. And so those are really the two kinds of things that we look at. So we've invested in several kind of technology startup, medical device typically, or medical diagnostic types of products that are that show a lot of promise, either in orthopedic, or one of them is a cancer diagnostic. And then what we've most recently done, actually at the end of March, is we purchased what used to be the White Electronic Design facility on Bluffton Road on the south side of Fort Wayne.
Oh, I didn't know that.
We just did, and actually renamed it Bomar, which was the original name for it. And what Bomar makes is the electromechanical components that go into aircraft and other defense applications like submarines and so forth. So that's more of an income type of investment for our group. And so we've got a couple dozen investors who are interested in making money and also helping businesses in the community. But I think that to get to your point, it's an important point to make that these are investments. It's not grants. It's not really even a loan where we're happy with a 5 or 6% return on our investment.
And then the people had to prove their worth.
Absolutely. I mean, these are higher risk deals, and I think a lot of times the question that people need to ask themselves is, would they make such a deal if they were offered this kind of an investment? And so anyway, so we look at dozens and dozens and dozens of deals a year. I mean, I think last year it was over 80, and that was a pretty busy year. But usually in the 50 to 80 range in terms of number of deals that we screen, and then only just do a small number. I mean, last year we actually only got one closed. Wow. Part of it was because a couple pushed into this year. So by the time people see this, we'll have closed 2 already in 2010.
Oh, that's very good. So Karen, tell us, why are Mondays great?
Mondays are great because it's the beginning of the week, and so it's a fresh start and a chance to make a difference for 5 days in a row.
That's great. We like to have our council people with that attitude.
Yes.
So anyway, is there an adage that you live by?
Well, maybe this is kind of negative, but it is something that I saw a long time ago. It's a Mr. Boffo cartoon. and it was a guy in a cardboard box, and it said, strapped to the bars of his cardboard prison, he waits out his time like the fool he is. And so to me, I mean, there's a little bit more on the negative side, but I think the positive thing from it is, you know, we create our own limitations so many times. And so when you find your head button up against something, I think sometimes the important question is, did I put it there? And then can I move it, or can I move around it myself? So that's my adage.
I don't know what's so negative about this, because
Yeah.
I think it's pretty positive.
Well, it's kind of a cynical statement, I guess. But,
Well,
you know,
it's
it uses the word
also
fool.
how you use it.
Yes.
I mean, even like sometimes I even say, like, if you have to even use a certain word, you have to, because, you know, there's no way. I mean, if you're making a play or a drama,
Right.
and then you might have kids present, but if you have to use the word,
Yeah.
you have to use it. So it's just not that much of a big deal.
Yeah.
So, anyways, I know you have done super things.
Thank you.
But tell me, if you were to have a superpower, what would you have?
Superpower. Oh, no. I think it would be mind reading is what I would like to have as my superpower.
Okay.
To know what other people are thinking.
I always think that it's kind of like sometimes some people, if I see them, I may not want to see that side of them.
Right. Well, yeah. I'm not asking for the superpower. You asked me what I'd want. I'm not sure that I actually would want it, because
Yeah.
sometimes you're better off not knowing what people think.
So, tell the people, like, I don't know, like, you know, different people might have different opinions of you, but whenever I see you, you are in a smiling, good mood, right? I mean, I may not see your harder side when you're mad or something. So, what do you do to be in this stage? And how do you, like, what kind of advice can you give it to our audience on to kind of like, you know, do? I know it's hard, each person is different, right? So what kind of methods do you use to be in that mood?
I think it's a habit. Being happy is a habit, and I'm a lucky person. You know, I am. But I also know people who, frankly, have had terrible things happen to them, and they can be in good moods too. So it's just a matter of making yourself do it. I think that gratitude is a pretty important spiritual practice for me, and remembering to make sure to be grateful for all the blessings that I do have, and that helps. And then also just, you know, I think sometimes being grumpy is a form of laziness, because it lets you off the hook.
Oh,
You
that's,
know,
that's
I mean,
an excellent point.
If I'm, you know, grumpy about all the bad things in the world, then I don't need to do anything about them, and that's not okay.
Yes. Tell our audience, how do they get hold of you if they want to do a business, or if they are
Sure.
looking for a venture? What are like kind of the requirements before they get to you?
Right.
Or, I mean, I don't want people to contact you just because.
Okay.
Right? You know, tell the website and some of the
Right.
requirements, what they should look for, and that sort of stuff.
Well, typically you want a business plan, and it doesn't have to be, I mean, I don't like 50-page business plans, but it needs to be pretty thought out what the business idea is, what the market is, what the value proposition that you're offering your customers are. And a lot of times people will say, well, I have this new kind of product, and it's, you know, 10% better than what's out there now, and often that's not enough, and especially for a small company, people just aren't going to change many times. They're not going to change their buying habits, whether it's a consumer or a corporate, you know, B2B type of business, whatever, just because something's a little bit better. So you want to think all that through. You want to think about what's the role of the investor in the business. In other words, how much equity or what's the deal? What's the deal for my guys? So that needs to all be written down. And then you can contact me at Karen@mainstreetventurefund.com, or you can also find me through the website, mainstreetventurefund.com.
And what's the phone number?
260-425-1623. 260-425-1623.
So we would like to thank Karen for coming today.
Thank you.
And giving us a lot of useful information, and hopefully you will do business with her. I want to thank you, the audience. This is Monday Morning Jolt. Use it.